She must have moved the bed again. I don't know why. I was trying to sleep in my younger sister's room, Crystal and Arnold's room, in the trailer, in the ghetto, the Rose Grove Mobile Home Park, where I was born. Not born, but I was born in a hospital. But I was raised in a so-called ghetto, and inside a trailer, a manufactured home that was made in like around 1982 or 83. And I was trying to sleep there, and I mean, I think I was trying to sleep. I don't know, I think I was tired and I was trying to lay down, and the bed was in one place, and then like a few minutes later, or maybe another day or something, like it was next to the window. And so my younger sister must have moved the bed, and I don't know why. And then there was a woman there, and I don't know who the woman was. I don't know why. What's he doing? Is he a robber? Why is he in my house? I don't know. And then I tried to go to bed and sleep, and I don't know. I don't really know what happened after that. But then I go into the kitchen like a few hours later or something, or maybe a few minutes later. It felt like a long time, but it may not have been a long time. And like a few minutes later or something, I was in the kitchen, and there was a tree. It may have been like a Christmas tree, some kind of evergreen. It was green, and it felt like it may have been like the winter, and I don't know why, but like the tree was sitting there, and the roots were going into the ground. So I felt like my father may have left the tree there too long, because the tree is like growing into the ground, into the floor. And then there was like something on the ground, on the floor, below the tree. Not presents. It's not Christmas anymore. At least not for some people. There was some like cat bowls, dog bowls. You know those bowls where you put food inside, except for not for people, but for animals like dogs and cats, your pets that you keep in the house, at least part of the time. And there may have been food in it or something, but there was like all these bugs crawling and walking and running to the food in the bowls, and there's so many of them, and I tried to stop them, and I tried to kill them, but the more I did, the more they went over my body, and some of them were really small, like maybe 10 times smaller than ants, and I don't know why they were so small, and I didn't know what to do. I felt like, okay, why am I sleeping in my sister's room? I know that I used to live with my brother, first with my mom in my mom's mom and dad's room, and then with my brother in my brother's room, and then a few times like out in the living room and here and there, sleeping on the floor, because around when I was about 7 years old, or maybe 9 or 10, I was kicked out of my brother's room for like a year, maybe longer. It felt like a really long time. It felt like maybe a few years. When I was about 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11, around that time, probably when I was about 9 or 11, 10, and then I was living with my sister, my younger sister, and because at that, maybe I wasn't actually kicked out, because at that time my older sister was sleeping outside in the garage, in the carport, and so I was able to share a room with my younger sister. And then later, I went off to Bible college, and it was in New York, and then I went to another college in West Virginia, and then I came back, and I was in Hawaii, and doing all these things for many, many years after high school, and then I graduated high school in 2004. Then later, like around 2011 or something, I was back. And I came back to move in and live with my father. My parents got a divorce in 2008, and then my mother got married to somebody else and went off to Washington State. I live in Oregon of the United States. That's a state above California. And so I was homeschooled, and I did high school, and then I went off to Bible college in New York. So I went to the other side of the continent, and then I went to West Virginia and Hawaii and California and even in Portland, Oregon. And then I came back and I was living with my father, and I was living a few times like in my younger sister's room. And so here I am again, and I realized, I don't know why, but this is just a dream. I was having a dream. Today, around 8 or 9 a.m., that's, Vietnam time. I'm in Saigon, living in District 1 on Bo Ban Kiet, 5444 Ban Kiet, District 1 of Saigon, Vietnam, Southeast Asia. It's the 10th of January 2014. I'm Oatmeal. This is Original Oatmeal. I'm Joey Arnold. That's Joseph Scott Arnold. My email is originaloatmeal@gmail.com. My YouTube channel where you can watch my videos are youtube.com/originaloatmeal. My Facebook is facebook.com/originaloatmeal. Sometimes I like to talk about the dreams that I have, and this was one of my dreams that I had today. And then I like to talk about what the dream means. But this dream, I'm not exactly sure, because I don't really know. Maybe it has to do with like where I am and as an English teacher in Saigon, and maybe I need to be careful because there could be bugs in my life and skeletons in the closet, and I need to clean up my act before my tree gets stuck on the floor of a kitchen or a living room in a room that it does not belong to. Like, there could be things in my life that are sticking into the floor like the tree was sticking to the floor. And there could be nasty bugs and things that other people don't like in my life that's hurting other people, just like the bugs were hurting me in my dream. And sometimes I may move things that should not be moved in my life. And people may not like it when I move things in my life. Just like how my younger sister moved the bed in her room. But then I felt like it was my room, and I felt like maybe my sister was in the dream and I saw her move the bed or something, and she was like maybe 12 years old or 15 years old. But now in 2014 she's going to be turning like 24 years old. Hi, 24 years old, and I'm going to be turning 29 years old. Hi, 29 years old. And in the dream, it's like I'm not that old, or I might be the same age, or I might be in my teenage years again. It's some, like those kinds of things happen when you go in a dream. Things are different. You might be younger. There's like secret rooms, and all these things can happen. And some of it's symbolic or crazy or who knows what, but it just happens all the time, and you have to wonder why. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And there can always be hidden meanings. Today is Friday, the 10th of January, 2014. I'm Oatmeal. This is Original Oatmeal. I'm talking about my dream. Take care, or I might just eat you.